So I had a student ask me just the other day to explain to her a little bit more in detail about the dedication that I recommend doing at the beginning of every one of my classes. And she had been struggling to really understand what that meant and how to discern who she wanted to dedicate that practice to. And I thought, well, if she's having this question, it's quite possible that you might also. So I thought I'd spend a little bit of time just sharing with you what is behind this concept of a dedication and even give you my own personal example. So the dedication is really a chance to draw energy into your space that is going to move you, that is going to motivate you, that is going to inspire you throughout your practice. Think of this person as kind of being your own personal cheerleader, someone who's, got your back, somebody that's cheering you on, somebody that wants you to succeed in your practice and showing up for yourself. So examples of this might be, if you're a spiritual person, this could be a spiritual leader. Maybe you're feel really connected to Jesus or Muhammad. Maybe there is a spiritual leader that has inspired you throughout your life, and you kind of call on that spirit energy to be with you in your practice. Sometimes you could bring in somebody who's already passed. Maybe there's someone in your life like a grandmother or a parent or someone close to you that always motivated you, inspired you, that always kind of you felt like was with you in your life. Maybe that's the person you call on. The idea is to bring someone into the space to kind of walk with you on your mat, to kind of be by your side, to support you and cheer you on as you go through your practice. For me personally, there's usually two go-tos for me on my dedication. I do feel a very strong connection to spirit, and I feel like when I'm starting a class and I'm teaching, I really act more as a channel, right? So I really call on that spiritual energy of the universe, of spirit, of God, whatever you want to label it. I'm not even sure what to call it, but that energy that I feel within me, I kind of draw on that energy to fill me up so that then I can send that energy out. So quite often my dedication is towards that spiritual energy. But sometimes I also call on my father. So my dad passed when I was in my 20s, and when I was young, he actually did yoga and meditation and did all kinds of stuff that at the time I thought was a bit out there and crazy. I really didn't understand it or have appreciation for it at that point in my life. But now as I'm older, and now as he's no longer with me in the physical form, but I've kind of come full circle with him, I quite often pull on his energy. I imagine him with me. I imagine us practicing together. I imagine him, being proud of me and kind of cheering me on as I teach a class and as I go through my practice. So those are two sources that I use to kind of sustain me so that when I'm feeling tired in a posture, or I just am kind of feeling overwhelmed or just not necessarily motivated to continue on, I draw on one of those energies to keep me motivated, to keep me sustained, to keep me showing up for myself, and to remind myself the value in the practice and the value in showing up for myself. So when you're thinking about your dedication on your mat, think of that energy that's going to support you throughout your practice. And the extension of that is therefore support you in your life. When you practice calling on that energy on your life, on your mat, then you always know that you can call on that energy in your life. And it's a very valuable resource of energy. And so I encourage you to spend a little time and ask yourself who that person can be for you. And it's not necessarily a person in their physical form, although perhaps there's someone in your life right now that's inspiring you, that you call on. It certainly can be a living, breathing human being, but it doesn't have to be. So spend a little time with yourself. Maybe it's at the beginning of the practice, and really feel that energy with you. I really encourage you to give it a try. Namaste.